Hello and welcome to Red Gaming Tech for your daily roundup of the Steam sale. This time I am bringing you the best picks and daily deals for June the 22nd, and it's a pretty good day today actually. There's a lot of games tempting me, I'll tell you that much, and there's actually a couple of things in the top sellers which have caught my eye. But we are here to talk about the main games, of course. Now I'm going to get the ones that I don't really know much about out of the way, because, well, I don't really have much to say about them, so might as well get past them. And the first one is Battleblock Theater, which is 75% off, making it $3.74, which is actually reduced from $14.99, which is pretty damn good price. If you are paying in Great British Pounds, that is £2.74, so still a very nice deal. Now this looks to be either a single or co-op focus game, depending on your preference, which seems to use a mixture of platforming and puzzle solving, as well as, of course, battling as well. Given the name Battleblock, it'd be a bit weird if it didn't have battling in it. Now, as I said, I know very little about this game. I suggest you check out some gameplay videos or Metacritic reviews or what have you if you want a more in-depth opinion. Unfortunately, I cannot give you a yes or no on that personally. Next game I don't really know much about is Planetary Annihilation, which of course is currently in early access. So get involved at your own risk, as of course it is still being worked on and is not finished. Now, if I remember correctly, this game is being worked on by the guys who did Total Annihilation and Supreme Commander, and is of course a RTS based on planetary, well, annihilation, as you colonize solar systems and crush your foes in epic space battles. And it is currently $16.99. making it 66% off, reducing it from a rather hefty $49.99. So if you want to get involved in the early access at a slightly cheaper price, now is the perfect time. And for those of you in the UK, that is £10.19, reduced from £29.99. So quite a reduction indeed. So, moving on swiftly, Borderlands 2. I think most of you know what Borderlands 2 is by now, and if you haven't, you've probably heard all about it and seen many a gameplay video and review. We have actually covered it, or Crimson Rain, my partner in crime, has covered it here on the channel in a first impressions review. So just search Borderlands 2 on the channel and you should get our first impressions video pop up, as well as a few news pieces as well. So if you are still unsure about this game, I suggest you check that video out, but it's actually 75% off, making it $4.99, reduced from $19.99, and if you're in the UK it's £4.99. So the UK guys rather kind of get bent over a barrel a little bit there, as the dollar price for some reason exactly the same as the pound price, and don't I just love it when games do that. But still a very, very good game, very well regarded. I haven't played it myself, but Crimson has, and he gives it a firm thumbs up and says it's really, really good. So if you like your FPS, I suggest you check it out. Now next up also comes with a recommendation from Crimson Rain, and that is Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, which is 75% off, making it $4.99, reduced from $19.99, and in Great British Pounds it is again £4.99. Now, as I said, Crimson Rain does give this a hearty recommendation. He says it's pretty damn good, and solid action RPG. It's a little bit hit and miss for a lot of people. I suggest you look at some gameplay videos. While Crimson did like it, he said it does have its fair share of problems, and there are better RPGs out there. So while he recommends it in terms of, yeah, it's worth a go, it's not exactly, oh my god, you have to go out and play it now. So just, I'd say, have a look around, see what you think. There's plenty of gameplay videos of this particular title, including a couple of first impressions videos on this very channel. So, next up is Outlast, and what a game this is. At 75% off, it is $4.99, reduced from $19.99, and it is £3.74. So a very, very good deal for a very, very good game. That was actually the horror title of last year, in my opinion, as it thoroughly smashed Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs, which was a bit of a disappointment for me as a horror fan. So if you haven't picked this up and you are a man, and you are capable of having the shit scared out of you, then I suggest you pick it up. We've done a couple of videos on this in the past, and as a horror fan, as a horror lover, I highly recommend Outlast, and you can even mod the PC version as well to actually look a little better, improve the FOV and so on. Just a couple of I changes is all you need. Just have a quick Google and you should find out how to do that. I would definitely say this is more than worth the price. It is so cheap and such a good game, and of course there is a DLC coming out for it quite soon as well. Next up is South Park: The Stick of Truth, which is 33% off, making it $40.19 or £26.79. Now, I have done a few Let's Play videos of this title on this channel. I am going to continue playing it at some point, I promise. I just really haven't had any time, to be honest with you. And I say this is really good. Obviously, it's better if you're a fan of South Park, and if you're a fan of the particularly crass style of humour that is kind of the staple of the series. If you're not a fan of like toilet humour and that sort of thing, this game probably isn't for you. But the gameplay is solid, the writing is funny as you would expect, and the animation and the graphics are literally perfect. It looks like it could have been an episode of South Park, a very long episode of South Park, but still. I would definitely give this my recommendation. One of the funnest, is that even a word? One of the most fun, there we go, games to be released in recent memory, and definitely not a disappointment. I'd say if you are a fan of RPGs and a fan of South Park, why haven't you picked up this game already? Next up is The Wolf Among Us, $8.49. It's 66% off, or £6.45, so not a bad little deal. I have done a couple of Let's Play parts for this as well. As you guys probably know, it's by Telltale Games, the guys who did The Walking Dead, a fantastic series indeed. And The Wolf Among Us is similar in terms of gameplay, in terms of it's very dialogue driven, very character driven, very story driven, and your choices actually matter. It's one of the few games that actually implements the whole "you change how the game goes" thing, actually does what it says on the tin. You have a direct impact on how the story goes, what characters live, what characters die, and the ending, the specific ending that you get, is very much dependent on what you do. Same with Wolf Among Us. Instead of the zombie setting though, you get a setting of fairy tale characters basically living in secret, and you've got the sheriff of all of them, Bigby Wolf, who is of course the big bad wolf, who is of course disguising himself as a human sheriff and is basically investigating a series of murders. Very good, would highly recommend. If you liked The Walking Dead, pick up The Wolf Among Us. It's such a good price, as I said again, £6.45 or $8.49, such a good game. Telltale really smashed it out of the park with this one, and in my opinion is actually a little bit stronger than The Walking Dead because it doesn't have the tired setting of, oh, zombies again. The setting of this is really original and the graphics are absolutely gorgeous. Next up though is Tomb Raider at $4.99, that's 75% off, or it's £3.74, which is an excellent price for an excellent game. Now, Crimson Rain, I believe, has played through most, if not all, of this game on the channel, so if you want a quick look at whether or not this game is worth your time, then look no further than right here at RGT. And now, of course, he gives this a very strong double thumbs up, 10 out of 10, would recommend. And I've played a bit of it as well, and I would definitely agree with his statement. This is a very strong title and a very strong showing for Tomb Raider after years of questionable titles. If you're into your third-person action games and your story, beautiful game on PC, of course, no problem with the stress effects on Nvidia cards anymore, then I suggest you pick it up. I think most of you guys know the game by now in terms of the gameplay style, but if you are a little bit unsure, then look no further, as I said, down right here. And to finish up, we have Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, which is $14.99 or £9.99 at 50% off. Now, this game was a little bit of a love it or hate it, I think. If you're after a Metal Gear game, then you probably don't want to play Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. But if you want a really solid hack and slash sort of, you know, spectacle fighter, then yes, 100% pick it up. Very good, very fast paced. There we go. Words are hard apparently. Very fast paced combat. Pretty nice looking graphics on PC. Not the best. It did come out a long time after the console release, but still. Very strong game, very fun. As I said, if you're a Metal Gear fan and you want a Metal Gear game, you know, with stealth and stuff, don't. But if you like your DMC, you like your God of War, then yes, 100% this game is for you. And the flash sales, not going to give opinions on these, I'm just going to currently tell you what the deals are at the time of recording, and that's Fable The Lost Chapters for $1.99 or £1.39, Natural Selection 2 for $3.74 or £2.84, Sleeping Dogs for £2.99 or $3.99, or Transformers Fall of Cybertron for $14.99 or £7.49. So there you go, guys, the current deals for the Steam sale. Quite a strong showing, as I said. I am tempted by a couple of things. I think Final Fantasy VII is also on sale for like £3 or something silly, so I'm actually quite tempted by that. It's not a flash sale or anything, but it's just in one of the top sellers, so that's kind of caught my eye a little bit. But apart from that, I don't know, I'm not really sure. I've already got a few of the games that I would have recommended here, so I don't know if I'll pick up anything myself today, but a very good day, lots of games for you to choose from. But anyway, that is me done for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and join us tomorrow for more Steam deals. Bye for now.